Alex, you are one of the greatest pitchers I've ever seen. And what I mean for anyone watching is typically when you are a head writer, you'll have an idea or you'll work out an idea in a room with a bunch of writers, and then you have to take those ideas and pitch them to the execs. And the execs, will approve or disapprove of this idea, and a lot of that hinges on how well you execute the pitch. And I think you are an incredible pitcher. So I wonder what makes a good pitch and why are you so darn good at it?
God, what makes a good pitch? I mean, I think loving what you're saying, believing in what you're saying, being excited about the idea, honestly, I feel like that's half of it. When I'm pitching, it's like I'm excited about this idea. I'm trying to get them excited too. I mean, I smile when I pitch. Like, what are the key things? I have the kind of brain that can sort of retain a lot of information. Like, it's really helped me as a head writer, as a story editor, all that stuff. Because when you're in the room and people are pitching ideas, and then a joke comes from someone over here and a line from someone over there, it's like getting all of that and then kind of combing through and going, what are the, and making sure that funny line I'm going to pitch in the meeting later. But mostly it's just like genuine enthusiasm. If I'm enthusiastic about this idea, then I think I can get them enthusiastic too. I can share my enthusiasm, and I think that's infectious. Like laughter is infectious. When people are laughing, sometimes you know what the joke is, but you start laughing along. I think some of it is that, and maybe some of it too is I'm pitching on behalf of everyone. It's not about me. It's not about my ego. I don't know how great a pitcher I am when it's just me pitching my idea to a network exec, for like trying to get a show off the ground. Am I as good a pitcher? I'm not sure because I don't have that kind of feedback. But when I'm pitching on behalf of a team, then my ego is out of it. It's not about me. It's about the idea. It's about the team. It's about the group agreement that this is fun and we want to make this one. And then I sort of convey that. And I think that's most of it. And timing, I listen for the laughs. I'm trying to time it to get everyone on board, and I'm looking at faces. I when I'm pitching on Zoom, I try to have like I'll adjust my Zoom screen so the script is right below it or right above it, in fact, so that my eyes look like I'm looking at the camera when I'm reading. Because you don't want to
That's
be
smart. That's a good
right.
tip.
Because if I'm doing this, if I'm looking down here and telling you a story, how is that helpful? It's
It's
not,
less engaging, yeah, for
right? Way
sure.
less engaging. But if I'm like reading here and saying, so once upon a time, blah, 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 and then it seems like I'm looking at you, I'm doing it off the cuff. That's the other thing I think is like trying to make it feel like it's a conversation instead of reading all the words exactly. Like when I'll just do point form notes for the pitch part because I know I'm hitting these beats, the parts of the story that we want to get to, the scenes. And if I put it into sentences, then they get too long. I can't just at a glance see the idea and then tell them about it. So, yeah, those are my tricks. My tricks are point form, putting the script really close to the camera. And like Zoom pitching is helpful for that. Like pitching in person, you either really have to know your pitch. I mean that's I try to practice my pitch. If I'm pitching in person, a new series idea or something, I'm going over it. I'm practicing it. I'm trying to make it feel off the cuff and fresh, and like I just thinking of putting it this way right now. Like I haven't done this before, even though. Um, and you want to be off book, like not looking at your script the whole time. And but yeah, with Zoom, I still practice sometimes if it's like a big deal pitch. But like end of the day, at the end of a summit day where you've been sitting around, there's no time to really practice. So you just sort of go over it once, maybe. Like when we did Dylan, um, we would take half an hour at the end of the summit day. The writers would go, and Emer, Conan, and I would go over. Okay, which episodes are we pitching? And then I would say, okay, so I'll say this, I'll tell them about this, that, and then maybe you reveal, oh, less of this, more of that, and we'd kind of like fine tune it. And then the network is waiting for us to talk to them, and okay, here we go. And then we just pitch it to the producers and the network. And yeah, not a lot of time. But I worked in live TV. I can move fast.
Yeah, I think that's why part of why it was so impressive, because there was so little time. And it was like you've just come up with these ideas and you're able to encapsulate them so well and with so much enthusiasm, and also throwing in little jokes and making it feel conversational, like you're not just sort of reading a word for word script. So yeah, it was a thing to behold, Alex. It was it was awesome.